I think that he was most probably going Germany. And I went to see of him on railway station of Tata Nagar. Myself and my one colleague, Mr. Gopal Rao. And I was just asked him, take me with you, laughing purpose. asked him, Guruji, take me, take me with you, and I will serve you. Why should I take your service? Why should I? Because I have got a permanent servant with me. Permanent service. I told I am not, nobody is, I am not finding anybody going with you. But he's hidden within me. He cleaned my potty also. You cannot do that. The God is remaining always with me.
He was going to for a foreign country, to Europe first. That was in 1975. 74. I asked Baba, will you go alone? Baba said, no. God is with me. When he returned, I said, Baba, how was that journey? Well, very interesting, Baba said. In the plane, I was sitting, and the gentleman who was sitting by my side, one European gentleman, he was ridiculing my red, what is this? Red spot that I put, vermilion spot, and said, why do you do it like women? Baba said, well, that is the third eye. Then I started explaining it, why I put that mark here. He listened with rapt attention. Gradually, other fellow passengers came to me, began to listen, and so entire number of passengers crowded in front. And so the pilot came to us and said, what are you doing? The plane will become out of balance. All passengers in front on one side. So the pilot gave Baba the loudspeaker, and in that speaker, Baba addressed everyone. Everyone took his seat and learnt about spiritual things. And that was the beginning of his journey to Europe, West.
Guruji was very simple, very what do you call that? Very affectionate. And he has one thing, he will touch your feet. And before I used to touch his feet, he touched, that's not my feet, but everybody. So he says, God lives in everybody, in everybody's Atma, what you say, that God is there. So one should not go down to him. One is going down to God. That is what he used to teach. And Guruji was also dedicated person for poor, for everybody is a dedicated person. He has no, desire for anything. He loves people, and his affection, his caring. Whenever you will be in his ashram, Guruji take a lot of care. And he asked whether you have taken food, whether you have taken this or that. It is very lovely. particularly Hariharananda Giri, very loving and very affectionate person. Whenever he used to come to my house also, twice he came. Twice. He came once in Bhubaneswar, another time at Puri. He came to my official residence. He came. I asked Guruji, that why you have come to this place? I have, if you can inform me, I would have gone to your place. But why you have come? He told me, no, Baba, I have work with you. That's why I come to you. Any problem? I said, no problem. But question is, you would have asked me that I would have gone to your ashram. And you are so busy person and a lot of people. Right? He said, no, I love to come to your house to meet you. Even he met my children and blessed my children that time. That is long back. Even up to the last moment, Guruji, when he was in Miami, and his last days, I think about 1 month before, he gave a ring to Mr. Tripathi. Another Tripathi is there, P. Tripathi. Premanand Tripathi, he is also a good disciple and Guruji. Guruji gave him a ring and inquired about me from him. So I could not able to see his during his lifetime last government, but I was really sad. In this age, particularly in this age, to have a person like him is certainly it's a rarest of rare person. I have also observed that whatever has been mentioned in Swami Yogananda in his autobiography of Yogi about Lahari Baba and about Babaji Mahasaya, but what I observed about Lahari Baba and some qualities of Hariharananda Giri reflected in Lahari Baba's life that are reflected in Hariharananda. His appearance, his sitting posture, his blessings, his mode of talking. Of course, I didn't hear Lahari Baba, but from his postures and his, his advices, instructions, whatever I have gone through that book, I feel that qualities are there with Baba. Baba, I asked Baba that have you met Swami Yoganandaji? He told my Guru Vaits are there, and I met him. He met him. Guru Hariharananda met him. I remember, told he met him also, Guru Vaits. But Lahari Baba was perhaps is not so. And why believe another thing also. Hariharananda Giri is highly educated there. He was an engineer, he is a plastic engineer. Of how many plastic engineers are there in that time? About 100 years, or 100, now it is 100 years, but above 100 years rather. By that time, how many persons are there, plastic engineers? And he left such a good job by that time. He could have got a very, very good job in a Bengali family in that side, but he has left everything in his young age. And perhaps there must be blessings of his Guru, blessings of God, otherwise he cannot achieve such a thing. He is not a religious leader like others, having some intention, having some motive. He is not a such type of person. He was purely a godlike person, absolutely like a godlike person. He only loves, he only bless, he only take care, and he only influence your mind in one way, that is, you do something good and have a better and good life. He was a great one. In modern day, in this modern age, he's a great one.
The very kindly man, very kindly benign man, whom you feel free with. You don't feel, constrained in his presence. Like there are some gurus, angry gurus. You know about the god Jehovah. He is always angry. You know, the God of the Bible, Old Testament, Jehovah. People are afraid of him. Similarly, there may be other concepts of God which we make is designed to make you afraid. But Godhead is not, to make you afraid. God is love. And you feel that kind of permeates the atmosphere surrounding Guruji. It felt very congenial. When he used to come, we used to look forward to it.
He has just come back after yoga, after his communion with God. He will be absolutely like a simple child. Absolutely like a simple child. And normally, he is also childlike. You see? That is, people can deceive him or dupe him very easily.
One day there is a sudden program that then His Excellency Governor Mr. Bhagavad Dayal Sharma would be visiting his ashram. And I was sub-collector Puri district. Along with the governor, Ma Anandamayi was also coming. And with this also was coming Mr. Pratap Chandra Ji, then Revenue Minister, Odisha. All three were coming. So, as in charge of the district, I had to make arrangement for all these persons. I went to Hariharananda Maharaj by about 8:30 in the morning. I informed him that this is the program of His Excellency the Governor, the Minister, and also Ma Anandamayi. He was very happy. He also told me that may I invite them to have some lunch with me. It is up to them. After they reach here, you can tell him. I told Maharaj. And they exactly arrived by about 10 a.m. like that. They came. When I took these VIPs to them, Hariharananda himself he stood up. And all these persons they just stopped feet. And all of them they sat on the floor. And one question was put by the then governor that, have you seen God? That was the question. Then Hariharananda simply told like this. He gave a nod, yes, I have seen. Another question then, the second question, have you come in contact with him? The reply was, as I am talking to you, as I am talking to him, as we are sitting here together, we always talk to the God. Like this. The third question was, if you don't mind, can you show us? And Giri Maharaj told, yes, it is very easy. It is not that difficult. You think it is difficult, but it is never difficult. The fourth question was, then in what manner, what is the procedure, what is the training? The reply was so simple, you cannot imagine. He told there is no training, nothing of this sort. Simply you have to obey me. Simply you have to obey me. If you have faith and confidence in my words, in me, simply you have to obey me. Here and now I can show you.
Every walk, she feels God and spiritual like that. When she was cooking, she was doing something.
When she was eating, that time she also feels God is eating.
God is eating.
When she is sleeping, that whole time she is She was busy with God.
She wrote many poems about God and about her feeling.
In her words,
Every
in her
moment.
thinking, in her every moment. Uh, she was a different person, as if she had a very divine relationship with him, and it was like as if he spoke through her. It was like that. I was very young when I saw God. I used to call him God because they told me, see, God, we cannot see God, but we can see him. So he is the
He is
God
God.
for us. So from that onwards, all of our family members used to call, like then I said, then he must be the God. So we all used to call him God. And we all shared a very special relationship with him. All our problems, all our happiness, everything we related with God, with him.
And he was just like at that time young and energetic. Young means even if he was old, but he was walking like a young person. I have seen him. In the year 1983, 84, 85. So always he will be looking very young and energetic in Kodarasam. And I have seen Baba just like a child. After meditation, people will just be giving some coins, some notes, some money to Baba. They will be offering money to Baba as their in affection. They will because just like to give respect to Baba. He is my guru. I will offer something at the lotus feet of Baba. So people will be offering money. People will be offering flowers. So what Baba does after meditation, after discourse, just like a child, he will collect all this money. So by standing beside him, we always see Baba is just collecting all this money just like a child. These are because my disciples have given me. So he will collect all this money. What happens? After some time, after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, there are people, they will be standing there who are in need of money. They will be telling Baba, my son has not paid his college dues, so he cannot appear in the examination. How much required? At that time, 100 rupees. Okay, you take 100 rupees. Immediately we will give 100 rupees from that collected money. And some people will be there, Baba, my wife is suffering from this or that disease, and doctor tells that 1000 rupees will be required for this treatment. I have no money, Baba. So immediately we see whether that money is there. If that amount of money is there, he will immediately part with that money. And I have seen whatever he has collected, he distributed everything to the needy people. At that time, needy people will be there, they will be standing there, and they take all this money, whatever Baba has collected from the disciples. I have seen in my own eye. I will not forget all these things. How affectionate Baba was. Very, very kind. And his kindness knows no bounds. He's so kind. I have never ever seen anybody like Baba. So kind.
Once he was in a disciple's house in Calcutta. Coincidentally, there was held one delivery. One child was born in front of Guruji, and nobody was at home by that time of her family. Guruji did that delivery also. But Guruji told himself, I remember, I can do everything. Because what work do you have in front of you? That is your worship. Don't think if this work is small, this is great. What work do you, wherever you are needed, you should be present there. And the work, whatever you are doing, give your 100% to it. This was Guruji's word. Give your 100% to that thing. If you are eating, concentrate. If you are meditating, concentrate. If you are laughing, open your heart. If you are doing seva, concentrate. Only concentration.
At the first look and first love, this type of thing. Once you look at him, you fall in love with him, his personality. That is wonderful. He's a very soft-spoken person and a very compassionate master. And I have never seen him getting angry. I have seen him that always he goes on consoling people. Whenever a disciple faces some problem and approaches him, starting from his personal problems up to his spiritual problem, he addresses to the problems without feeling any fatigue or any repulsion. That is a very great aspect of this master.
When Baba used to live in Washington at Suresh Baba's house, I used to go every day to Baba to see Baba. And Baba said, bring Upanishads. So I bring Upanishads, Kathopanishad, Kenopanishad, all the Upanishads I bought. And Baba underlined my Upanishad to memorize all the slokas. And that was also Baba's grace. I remember all this story, and Baba loved me so much. Every time I go, Baba hugged me, Baba blessed me. I cannot forget Baba's love, infinite love, unconditional love.
He loves all. So affectionate, I have never seen a guru of his stature at that time. And he loved us just like his children or grandchildren. And he knows everything. He used to know whatever you are doing, he knows everything. So, what we have heard, he has seen everything. And always he is caring for his devotees. That's all.
At that time, in 1970, I don't know how old he was above 70 at that time. But he was looking so fresh, and so he was looking like a man of 50, maybe. Very energetic, very bright, very modest, very soft-spoken. And we talked for a while. And then when I finished examining him and wrote my comments and all that, so I told Baba, you are okay, you are doing well. Maybe some minor trouble you might be having some time, but overall you are doing well. So then he took leave of me from there, and he told me one thing which I have never forgotten. He told, so many doctors have seen me, but I have never seen anyone checking me up so thoroughly and so nicely. The way you have seen me, check me up, nobody has ever done it. That he told when he left me. So I'm really grateful to him for that. But he made a remarkable impression in my mind. A person who was wise, who was godly, very sort of affectionate, soft-spoken, and his humility one has to really see and admire. Such a great man, but the way he behaved was just like any other gentleman. So the first thing is a gentleman of the first order, then you become something else.
Astonished, not only astonished, but I was surprised. To my utter surprise, he came and took me from my car, and you can't believe, he washed my feet in his own hands. I was astonished, I was also nervous. He's such a big man, is washing my feet. So previously I was nervous. Then I became very nervous. Then he took me to the ashram. There is one room where there was a deity. I was made to sit there. But I found that so many people are coming. They are not paying homage to the deity but to me. What is this? What shall I do? I know nothing about Kriya Yoga, what I will say. Then I thought that some others will also speak something. I will hear from them and learn it. Naturally, what will happen is that we sit on chairs, there is a table, so we make little notes about what the other is saying. To my surprise, when I was taken to the place of meeting, there was no table, no chair, only there were some pillows to rest, and they were sitting around. I still became nervous. What shall I do? I can't make a note of anything. I talked to him. He was so nice and so great that probably I can't explain what he said and what I said. But I was very much pleased to see him. His very appearance is pleasant. His very appearance is pleasant. Then two or three other persons spoke. Hariharananda also spoke. It was difficult for me to understand what he said. Then my turn came. I tell you frankly that I don't know what I spoke. But I spoke for 15-20 minutes. Then the meeting was over. I was coming back. I found that 5 or 7 sannyasis are following me. What are you even doing? They said that you were telling us falsehood. What are falsehood? I said, you said that you know nothing about Kriya Yoga, but what you said is many things about Kriya Yoga. I said that my ignorance is my bliss.
I was really enchanted when I had the opportunity to meet him. That was 1975 to 76. He just came back from the foreign tour. Because my father was born in 1896 and Hariharanandaji's birthday is 1907. So they were very close. I went there. And then my father asked him whether you can come to the Shraddha ceremony of the great saint and the great social worker, the builder of Orissa, Utkalmani Pandit Gopabandhu Das, to the Samaj premise, speak about humanism. Humanism par excellence. Immediately, he has given his consent and he came and graced the occasion as the chief guest, and that speech was so wonderful, so convincing and so impressive, embodying that Quran, Gita, Bhagavata and that is Bible, all the gist taken together. That is the Almighty, the shapeless, but the inner soul, and how through Kriya Yoga one can realize this existence of the Almighty in every human body. And that was the wonderful speech, and one full cover has been covered by his speech that was published in Samaj that time. And that was the time when citizens of Cuttack city, 1,000-year-old city Cuttack, they wanted to give him, that is Sambardhana, felicitate to Hariharananda Giri at, that was town hall of Cuttack. And that day, fortunately, that time I was teaching economics in Ravinsha College, and fortunately The great Guru, my great Guru, Pragyanananda was my student that time. And Pragyanananda insisted me, Madam, will you please just allow me to talk with Gurudev? I happen to be one of the speakers to speak about Hariharananda Giri in that meeting. And that was the union of two souls. And Hariharananda ji at once, seeing the young boy standing, I just visualized standing in front of the gate and I introduced him that my student and a very devoted person and he was yours. Then he embraced him. And from that day, two souls united. And then the great Kriya Yogi blessed this young chap who turned into the Pragyanananda Giri, the direct disciple of the great saint and the first person in Orissa, Odia, to have such a good reputation in the spiritual world. That was the blessing of his Guru. So, I have seen him from distance, but that was the time, from my childhood, but that was the time when I happened to get the chance to talk with him, to exchange words, and I felicited him on behalf of Odia Association of Orissa at that time. And that was the red letter day in my life and very auspicious day. From that day, I wanted to be associated with this Kriya Yoga Association. But very late I got the opportunity, but it was possible because of the blessing of the great saint, the man of erudition, the man of intelligence, the man of spiritualism, who taught spiritualism to the entire world in their own language, convincing the illiterate persons and the most literate person and the scholars. Such a wonderful speaker I have never seen in my life. And all my regards to that great Guru, Paramahamsa Hariharananda Giri.
I want to sing 2 lines for him. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah.